All right, let's get your next act out here. Give me some energy. Let's welcome, please, Juan. Get it!
How's everybody doing this evening? I believe in full disclosure, so I think I should share with you that I'm wearing an adult diaper. It's not that I can't control my body functions. It's just that I have stage fright so severe, I get more meetings scared shitless. So if you down front smell something, in spite of my stage fright, I took this class 5 minutes to funny. But I think I'm an underachiever. So far, it takes me 12 and a half minutes to reach mildly amusing. It's really cool to have your first time on a comedy stage be at the Improv. But it's a little bittersweet. Unless I get an HBO special next week, it's all downhill. Speaking of downhill, I turned 55 in December, and she's 2 weeks older than me. I turned 55 in December, and in looking back at my life, I came to the conclusion that I made some unwise choices. And one of those choices was to become a parent. Now before you get the wrong idea, I love my children. I love them, but I couldn't stand their fucking guts, so I entered into the Parent Protection Program. Unlisted number, gated community with Rottweilers and armed guard, and the best thing, no contact with my children. This may seem a little extreme to you, but you have no idea. Stephen, my youngest, was treated like a prince. The best schools, hockey camp in Canada, golf lessons in Florida, the sky was the limit. The boy could have been anything. Unfortunately, what he wanted was to be a thief. That boy would steal the stink off a ship. I believe in supporting my children in whatever they do. But sadly, my son was a lazy thief. He only stole from the family. So I knew I had to set him straight, but I also wanted to make it a teachable moment. So I took him aside and I said, listen, we work really hard for our stuff. There are other people to steal from. I then drove him to the mall and opened up a whole new world. To all the parents out there, don't ever go on television saying you had no idea when your child does something really crazy. Because trust me, somewhere between the crib and America's Most Wanted, there was a sign. It may have been the missing pets, the random fires around the neighborhood, or the framed pictures of Hitler, but trust me, something screamed that your precious offspring had issues. With my daughter Monica, the signs came early. As a toddler, she was shy around women, but would climb into a man's lap even if he hadn't offered her candy. She had this obsessive relationship with her pacifier and would drop it like it's hot, like it was always hot. So I knew my daughter had slut tendencies, but absolutely nothing could prepare me for the phone call. The call started with your normal pleasantries, but then came the dreaded, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know how to tell you this. When a conversation begins with, I don't know how to tell you this, there are two things you can be certain of. The person is a liar because right after they tell you they don't know how to tell you, they tell you. And whatever they tell you will fuck up your day. The caller was my daughter's middle school principal. And without stutter or hesitation, he said, Mr. Gaddis, I don't know how to tell you, but your daughter was performing fellatio on the playground. Apparently, there was this cock-sucking club at her school. The young lady that was with her had given a blowjob earlier in the week and suggested that, and I quote, my daughter handled this one. Now, I'm one of those parents who flips the script. I blindly support my children. If you call me and tell me that one of my children called your child ugly, I may apologize, but I would tell you we encourage our children to tell the truth. You tell me my son is failing in math, I suggest you change your teaching methods. But call me and tell me my daughter is sucking dick on the playground, I have nothing. And this is why I entered the Parent Protection Program. But all's not lost. We're trying to mend our relationship. They still don't know where I live, but they do have my email address. They're both adults, and Stephen is now Regional Vice President in charge of loss control for a major national retailer. And little Monica Lewinsky is finishing med school, and she's about to start her surgical residency. She would like to become an ear, nose, and throat specialist. I'm Juan.